Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Vault Hunters. In today's episode, we go for unlimited power, or at least as close as we can get. As well as that, we'll be dipping a little bit into our future permanent storage. Hopefully, we make some progress on that. Anyway, as you can see, I did a little bit of off-camera vaulting. We're now level 30, and we're ready to get inscriptions from the vault. They drop from living chests at level 30 and above. So we need to get into another vault. But before we do that, a few updates on what I did while also off camera. We now have compacting drawers. Compacting drawers ensure that items that have a 2x2 recipe or a 3x3 recipe and the reversal of that recipe are always available. For instance, this Alexandrite is being compacted into perfect, which is being compacted into extraordinary. If I take an extraordinary out, I lose an equal amount of the perfect or normal Alexandrite. This is not going to be the final solution. Once we move into the new base, we'll actually have a room dedicated strictly to storage. This took a lot of resources, not going to lie, but it was definitely worth it. Other than that, if you look at the inscriptions quest, I forgot that you can craft inscriptions in a inscription table, so I went ahead and made one. I figure I'd place it and check it out on camera with y'all. And this one places weird. You have to place it at an angle to get it looking correct. Well, you can craft inscriptions here. However, all of them require inscription pieces. So, yeah, still have to run another vault. During the vault I ran, I actually also found the first echo gem of this world. So, hog. Anyway, let's go ahead and open up all these crates. So much stuff. I wish I wouldn't got my pouches. I will go put this stuff up and I will be right back. And we can take a look at the gear and jewels that we got, as well as inscriptions. So to help us get through identifying gear better, I went ahead and made an identification stand. Basically, what the identification stand does is it identifies vault gear instantaneously. So if I take all of this gear out, you can see there's a bunch of it, almost a full inventory's worth. And it would take literally forever to identify all this. But if I walk up to this identification stand and right-click, it is all identified instantaneously. Go ahead and dump our heaps in here for review in a minute. As for the jewels we got, so the ones in my inventory are the ones we're keeping. The ones up here are the ones we're either going to cut until they break or smelt them for the scrap. Just to explain, in case my opinion sways anyone in the matter, you should always keep hammering literally the rarest jewel you can find. I like to keep flawless and perfect no matter what they have, especially if they're somewhat larger size. Because you can cut them down and get rid of this, and possibly get rid of the stuff you don't want on them anyway. Other than that, until I hit level 50, I always keep any jewel that is in the 30s or less. Once I hit level 50, I'll probably start only keeping 20 and less for chipped jewels. As for the gear I kept, I went ahead and swapped over to my vault stuff. So we can take a look. This is a lot better than the magnet I have. I don't think that's better than the one I have. This has the potential to be better than the one I have, though. Let's see what we can do with that. This is far better than the ones I have. Alright, let's see what we can do for this. I want to keep Poison Cloud, and if I can, keep damage on par, but I wouldn't be opposed to going chaining instead. That's pretty damn good. That is a huge bump in damage. I think we're going to be rolling that for a little while. And for these, I would love some better cooldown reduction. Armor's great as is, but if we can get more, awesome. I'm actually not going to complain about that. And I don't think we do anything in this. It'd be awesome if we get some more range. Let's try for more range. Yeah, there we go. So I just checked the black market a few minutes ago, and yeah. So it looks like we're going to be able to complete this quest a little bit early. Let's go ahead and do it. So you put your crystal in. It doesn't really matter which order you put these in, but there is a chance that you could waste a bunch of materials including echo, gems, and a bunch of rare stuff. If you put your rooms on first and then your inscriptions, simply because you could get to a point where the vault isn't complete and it's unmodifiable. But for this one, I don't really care. This is a free one pretty much, so that. Now that we've applied those, I will continue to save this simply because we don't want to go into a vault that is 20% complete with less than 3 minutes. So we'll save this until we get some more inscriptions that we can throw on there. So yeah, inscriptions complete. Unlocking doors. We need to craft a blank key. The problem is going to be we need 8 key pieces and a key mold. Key molds are expensive and key pieces are crazy rare. Let's unlock some mods. POWAH. We just unlocked POWAH and refined storage. We're going to craft some items, but we probably won't be using them until we sort out our base situation. But first, we need some materials. So let's run a vault. Alright, that's a pretty good one. I'll put stuff away and be back. Magnet off. Empty crate. And elixir crate. Put this stuff away. Put this in here. And let's see. No. I'll keep that one. Depending on the results of cutting it, that could be a good one to put on an overworld tool. Beep. Isn't that nice? Alright, so I did a little bit of building, as you can see. I decided to go ahead and work a little bit on the smithy. Let's go take a look. First of all, reworked this area a little bit, expanded it because it was a little cramped. Now have our forge, artisan station, transmogrification. Got an anvil and a crafting table. We are now automating our vault recycler. You can put gear straight into this barrel and it will go down through and be extracted into this barrel. As you can see, I was testing it. Down here, this area has changed quite a bit. Off to the left, we now have the effectively crystal room. Got our infusion table where we can make catalysts. We've got our inscription table where we can create inscriptions. And then we have our enchanter and our identification stand. These two are over here for ease of access, and because I was running out of space, because our tool station, jewel applicator, and jewel cutting station are over here, as well as these barrels have moved to this area. Real quick, I did forget that we had our skill altar in our modifier workbench up in our little storage sleeping area over there. I went ahead and brought those over and set them up down here. And now for unlimited power, or as close as we can get. As you might be able to see from the progress videos, I've made this little room to start working on a permanent storage. I will try my best to explain to you what this is doing. First off, it all starts with your power source. And for our power source, we're using thermo generators. Thermo generator is powered by whatever power source is beneath it. There's a lot of power sources. You can use a bucket of lava, which is what we were using to start with, in case you missed it, or the best power source for thermo generators is the block of blazing crystals. How you got those blazing crystals were through this energizing orb and energizing rod. Energizing orb is kind of a neat thing. You just put different materials into it to make things. Each different thing requires a certain amount of forge energy, as you can see here. Once the energizing rod transfers enough energy to the energizing orb for the thing you're trying to craft, it sits in there until you can collect it. Another thing we did, this is the meat and potatoes of our actual storage system. This is Refined Storage's controller and grid. The controller controls your storage system. It's basically the root of the nervous system of your storage system, if you will. Whatever is attached to the controller feeds directly into the grid or any other thing you have attached to it. Right now, that's all we've got. We haven't hooked it up to anything yet. All the stuff we could hook it up to requires things that are beyond our current resources. So you know what that means. More vaults. That was really ridiculous. I doubt you even seen that one. It was constant lag for some reason, but accomplished the purpose of that vault and found a chromatic iron cave. But yeah. So chromatic iron. We're no longer hurting, and we won't be for a while. Still need some more materials. I think we should run one more. I don't know if you saw, but the living kind of kicked me. Pretty cool though. We did get a rare unidentified idol. Let me put the stuff up and deal with it, and I'll be back. All right. Relic booster packs. Nothing. Big surprise. Ooh. And gear. Nice. This will probably get scrapped. It's a lot of armor, but I miss out on the mono regen, the knockback resistance. Yeah, I think both of these will get scrapped. This one will get saved because I think that's our first Windar's idol. Let's try out our new recycling system. Boop, boop. It goes through. It gets chucked out down here. Time for more power. Still got some more crafting to do, but we're out of mats. So another vault. Well, we need these. It's a pretty good one. I'll get the stuff put up and I'll be back. Probably keep this axe as a backup. Might keep this shield as a backup. I think these boots can be smelted for sure. As for the jewels, that's decent. That one for later use. If we can get axing off there, that'd be a pretty good one. I'll keep that one. And that one. We'll smelt down the rest of these and we'll apply this to our architect crystal. I forgot to press record, but I've done some things since last time, and those things are behind me. Let's go take a look. So I've set up wireless power. This is still charging up. You can see this is got 0 forge energy because it is all pouring into here, which is powering this. This energy cell is basically a battery, and this ender cell is basically a wireless battery pack. You can see that this holds 1 million forge energy as well. Holds the same amount as this ender cell. And this is currently powering this controller, which is powering this grid. So that means that I can power this system wirelessly. I did upgrade this to a hardened energizing rod. I got this all the way up to Niotic. I went straight for Niotic with the ender cell and got the energy cell up to hardened. The next thing we'll need to do is start working out our actual storage problem. But I think we'll wait to build our actual storage until we A, unlock a couple of other mods, and B, actually start building our forever home. I think that's going to do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed this episode. So I see you again.